Welcome to Trash the Past, Crown the Queen. I'm your host, Whitney Morgan Ward, and this is your soul's rebirth. You came here to break the cycle, to burn the stories that told you to stay small. It's time to reclaim your power. What are you waiting for? Let's crown the queen. I think that you should stay the same. I think that you should not change anything. I think that you should just accept who you are and let the world just hand you everything that you want on a silver platter. That is never advice that I'm going to give you because I actually don't believe in that, and you should not either. In this episode, we're going to talk about recreating your identity and becoming the version of the woman that you're meant to be. Welcome to Trash the Past and Crown the Queen. I'm your host, Whitney Morgan Ward. Thank you all for being here. Well, I am super pumped about this episode. This episode is something that has been on my heart, and I think it's really important that we go back to the basics. I have honestly been in my own head a lot. I think sometimes the problem that we face is either that we're learning nothing and staying stuck, or we're learning so much that we don't know where to start. We don't know where to go because there's so much information, and that sometimes can be the problem with the internet. But again, the internet is a beautiful place, and it is why humanity is where it is today. We have been working so hard to be a part of this amazing golden age that we are in. And I want you to become the version of the woman that you're meant to be, the queen, the one that is irresistible. I want you to stop looking down on yourself. I want you to stop wanting your loser ex back that didn't treat you right and doesn't even see you as a queen. I want you to create a whole new identity where you are the queen, no questions asked. Period. So you don't like yourself? Well, create a new one. It's that easy and it's that hard. But it's only hard because we were not born doubting ourselves. We learned shame. We learned to shrink ourselves. By the way, I broke a nail. How embarrassing is that? I literally just broke it like 5 minutes ago. So please don't judge me. And I wasn't going to point it out, but I don't know. It like feels so weird. I can like barely even like get my point across because I'm like need my hands, and now I'm like trying to hide it. So anyway, don't judge me for my nail, guys. Thanks. Okay, we got to get back to this. We were taught to shrink ourselves. We were taught not to question things. We were taught to just take life as it is and deal with it. But what we are learning now is that is not the truth of who we are. And I really love the statement that the truth will set you free, because freedom is our birthright. We did not come to earth to suffer and to just take it. And I think that this is kind of what really like opened me up when I had went on the journey, because obviously you guys know that I hit rock bottom and my life blew up, and it really brought me to like this place of what is going on, because everyone was telling me I was a victim. Everyone was telling me that it wasn't fair, and though it wasn't fair, I created it. And I didn't need to continue to live out that reality. I could shed the old version of me, and I could awaken to who I truly am. So as you go on your journey to recreate who you're meant to be, this is for you. You can shed the old, the exes, the friends, the alcohol, the drugs, the things that don't serve you, the knowledge that you feel is not enough. Like there's more. And maybe you feel a little bit nervous about opening your mind to things because someone long ago told you that it's not right or you shouldn't question it. But something that I learned on my journey is that you have the right to question everything. Like, why do we not question things? That's why we've gotten into the trouble we're in, because people didn't question things. They just took things and accepted it and moved on with life. And so I don't want you to keep creating the version of who you are when you know there's more. When you know that you're not living the life that you're meant to live. When you know that God has called you to rise. I mean, do you not realize that you are divine feminine energy? Your energy is everything. And you are keeping your energy low. You're giving your energy away to people that don't even respect you. Like, it's time to pull your shoulders back, suck in your stomach, spine straight, and walk with dignity and power. Put your chest out. When your chest is out, you are radiating that you're open to the world. You're open to the universe. So this is step 1 of recreating your identity. Stop shrinking. Open up. This is your life. This is why you're here. You're here to live. You are here to trash the past, to create the queendom that you want. I didn't love the old version of who I was. I didn't hate her, but I didn't love her because I knew I wasn't in alignment, but at the time I didn't even know what alignment meant. I knew I wasn't living my fullest potential. I was stuck in cycles. I was dating guys that were same guy, different meat suit. They all had similar abandonment issues. They all had very toxic relationships with their mothers. They had a lot of just toxicity going on. They were successful on paper, but behind closed doors, they were broken and melting. And for a long time, I got wrapped into that. And that's okay, because that's part of my journey. But when my life blew up, I knew like there's something about my life that isn't right. I was always doubting my worth, seeking for everyone to accept me. I never used to protect my energy. I didn't even know what that was, but I remember like vividly, I would just like accept everyone. And as you create your new identity, just know that a lot of the people that are in your life now are not going to be able to go in your next life. Think about it. I moved across the country for my new life. I left everyone and everything I knew, and I plugged into an entire different reality. Now, I know a lot of people that watch my YouTube channel are moms and kids and have successful careers, and they cannot uproot and leave. So my advice to you is get comfortable just being alone. Because when you find solitude in yourself, you literally become unstoppable. And I think for a lot of us, what we're missing is not the love of others. It's the love of ourselves. And a lot of this is because we are not taught to love ourselves. There's a lot of self-love now in the world, but it's come from a lot of people suffering, realizing the problem was never out there. It was always in here. So get comfortable being alone. Take yourself out on dates. Go to the movies alone. I promise you, it's okay. I go and sit at bars a lot and I get a mocktail. I enjoy my own company. I have my own creative projects I work on now. I think too, a lot of the issue is that you're bored. You are living in a boring reality. You have boring friends, boring habits, and boring behaviors. But feminine energy is creative. So start a creative project. What can you do that is creative? What can you do that is going to bring out your feminine energy? Because it's truly you versus you. And when you actually realize this, the illusion is going to be lifted. You are the author. You are the director. You are the script writer. You are, who else is in a movie? The creator. You are the main character. You hold all the power. For a lot of people, though, they don't want to even understand that. But I know you do, or you wouldn't be still listening to this. But you have to take responsibility, and you have to choose consciously to create something different. There are a lot of people that want to do things that aren't doing them. And why is that? Why are you not doing the thing that you want to do? You do realize that this is your life and that is literally the point. Do you realize? I mean, can you hear me? Hello? Do you realize the point of life is to create it and live the best life that you could live? I didn't know that. No one told me that. And you know who did tell me? My inner world. January of 2023, when my ex, I'd gotten another email that he was back in jail. And I had found out that he did the same thing to a little girl and her room that he did to my house. And I was like, I just heard a voice say, start a podcast and start talking. And I did it. And it literally saved my life. And also put me on an entire new timeline, an entire new world. But I did it. I was really uncomfortable doing that too. There are still days that I have to build myself up to record and put this out on YouTube. But it is who I am. It literally gives me life. I live for this. This is my passion. I used to suffer because I wasn't who I was created to be. And I don't want you to continue to suffer when all you need to do is create a new reality for yourself. Create a new identity of a queen who is strong, capable, bold, magnetic, doesn't deplete herself, pours into herself, takes baths, doesn't give her time and energy to people that do not desire it on like the highest levels. I'm so tired of hearing women be beaten down by their circumstances and feeling trapped in a life that isn't even meant for them. But you are the only one that can do it. I had to do this. I had to start a podcast. I had to start to create. I had to start to do it. You have to start. How long are you going to wait for someone to just save you? When you decide to go on the journey to become the woman you're meant to become, miracles happen. God moves. And if you don't believe in God, well, I don't even think that's possible. Truly, I don't think it's possible to actually not believe in God. I don't know, but I do believe that God put a inner knowing in us that like we know there's something bigger than us. I think a lot of times if someone's like adamant that they don't believe, most likely that's from trauma. But like personally, I feel like for a long time I was angry at God because there's like a lot of trauma to it. But I always knew God was real. So you have to know that God is always with you, inside of you, for you, and waiting for you to just like do the thing that you're meant to do. And stop with the victim mentality. Joe Dispenza, if you guys have never heard of his work, he is actually the one that literally broke the program in my mind that I was a victim. Because I had always dated super toxic men. And then after every relationship, I'm like, it's not me, it's them. And then obviously when my house got destroyed, again, I'm like, oh, now I'm really the victim. And I was getting emails constantly like, you're a victim, victim advocate, victim this, victim that. But Joe Dispenza, when I really went on my journey, because I know that I'm supposed to live a life that is like big and filled with miracles. But I wasn't going down that path. I was just like living for myself, selling real estate, not really living in alignment with my soul and why I came here. And so when I went on my journey to figure out why did this happen to me, not why did this happen for me, Joe Dispenza said, the thing that people don't realize is you create your past every moment that you recreate it in the present. So if you're a victim in your past, but now in your present moment, you're feeling like you're a victim, your belief system is that you're a victim, well, then what's being created? You're a victim because you're a creator. You create your reality. So if you want to stop being a victim, you have to stop telling that story. You have to stop living in that. Now, obviously, I still tell the story because it's my testimony, but I am not a victim. I am a victor. And now I know who I am. And I know that what happened to me happened for me so I could wake up and get on the path that I'm really meant to be on. And that's the same for you. Look at your life and ask yourself, where am I recreating my past in the present moment? Are you telling yourself that you're not worthy, he didn't choose you, this victim mentality? Or are you saying like, no matter how far I fell down, that means that there are so many blessings on the other side. because that's the thing people don't realize. The things that happen to us are not meant to keep us down. They are meant to wake us up so we can rise. But so many people just continue to live their life in victim mode and say, I'm a product of my circumstances, instead of taking radical responsibility, learning, gaining knowledge, reading books, listening to podcasts, changing your mind, opening your heart, learning from life to create a new future. This is the truth. I was talking to a client today, and she called me and we were just talking. She was having a rough day. And she's like, Whitney, I just don't get it. My stupid self. And I was like, first of all, I just talked to her for like 30 minutes and talked all about mindset. And you're still calling yourself stupid. And you're still saying you don't get it. You cannot call yourself stupid and have all of these horrible negative things going on in your mind, heart, and body and think that your life is going to change. You have to break the habit of being yourself. That's a great book by Joe Dispenza. You have to choose to decide you're going to change. To decide means that you cut off everything else. You're not stupid. You just don't have the knowledge you need to move forward. But a lot of times, you're not even looking for the knowledge. You're not searching for it. You're just living as a victim, hiding in your work, hiding in your relationships, hiding in your addictions, hiding in your children, your families, all the things. And then you're like, why isn't it getting better? You have to decide to cut all other things off and go on your healing journey. You're meant to heal. The things that you went through, you're going through it so you can help other people later after you heal. You're going through it so that you can break the generational curses. You're going through it so that you don't carry this into your children and now your children are going through it. You're going through it to be the victor, not the victim. But you have to decide to create a new identity because your belief system is what you're creating in the present moment. So you must change your beliefs. So start with this. What does the next version of me believe? Positive side, not the negative. I'm a victor. I'm strong. I'm powerful. I'm wise. I'm intelligent. I'm abundant. I'm happy. I'm joyful. I have the best friends. I live an amazing life. How does she treat her body? Is she always speaking negative? Is she always just like resenting the fact that you have to work out and like you're not getting the body you want and you don't want to eat like this? And it's just like, no. She speaks kindly. I eat good foods. Sometimes I eat chocolate. And when I do, I love it. I work out with what feels good to my body. You know, some people like only do yoga. You know, some people only go to the gym. You know, some people only ride a bike. You know, some people only do jiu-jitsu. What if you didn't live like that? What if you tried everything? What if you lived in flow? What if you worked out day by day? What if you stretched more? What if you did things differently and treated your body that way? What if you looked up high protein, healthy paleo diets today I ate this for lunch. It's fire. So I make this homemade salsa and I'm obsessed with it. I'm actually going to be dropping a video on it this week of like how I made it, but on my TikTok and my Instagram and YouTube. But it's tomatoes, onions, garlic, cilantro, and jalapeno. And I don't do all the seeds because your girl can't handle all that spice. But I do love like that green, dark green chunks in there. And I do like a little bit of spice. So today I did 2 pieces of turkey breasts, like on top of each other, but like longer. So it was like thicker in the middle. And then I did a little bit of mayonnaise, some sharp cheddar cheese, like the big pieces. And I did the salsa on top. And then I just ate it. 10 out of 10, delicious, high protein, healthy, made me happy. I also had plain Greek yogurt today with strawberries and blueberries and a little bit of granola after my workout. Sometimes I eat cottage cheese with blueberries or berries, or sometimes I'll add salsa in there or tomatoes. Like, you need to get creative and stop thinking that you have to think like everyone else. Think differently. How everyone else is thinking, think the opposite. Go to Pinterest. Look up healthy foods. I'm not really a cooker. Like, I'm not really about like cooking in the kitchen. Like, it's not really my jam. But if you are, what are some new recipes? Have you ever had spaghetti squash? Have you ever made cod? Have you ever tried to make your own sushi? Get creative. Because you are the only one in your own way telling yourself these stories that is not true. So treat your body differently and enjoy it. Your body is your temple, and your body is a communication device telling you what's going on. Today, I was also talking to a client, and she was like, I just have like all these pimples on my face, and I have one too, but like, she's like, I just hate it. And I'm like, okay, well, you should look up what pimples are. You should look up like what acne is. And you should also realize that your body is communicating to you where it's out of alignment. Our bodies are a communication device. Your body is signaling to you where you're out of alignment. So instead of hating your body, start to learn about your body. If you're having like really tense pain in your hips, we as women store pain and tightness in our hips from trauma. Bet you didn't know that. Now you know. Some knowledge for you today. Start to stretch. Like, with the excuses, we have to rise above it. We're queens. We find solutions. We don't wallow in problems. We are not the 99%. We are the 1%. We find solutions. We rise. What boundaries are you setting? I have really strict boundaries for myself and for other people. Don't let random people into your house. You don't know them. You don't know their energy. Don't answer the booty calls if you want to have respect. Don't give your energy away to people that you don't feel in your gut that you should trust. And don't say yes when you want to say no. Like the people pleasing. We're done. Set boundaries. Because you can't create your new queen identity having zero boundaries or boundaries of your past. When you walk into a room, how is your energy? Shoulders back, stomach in, chest out. Look around the room. Observe. Be confident. Know, like, God himself sent me in this room, which he did. Because if you're alive and you're in that room, you're meant to be there. So own it. Enjoy it. Talk to people. Open yourself up. What identity are you recreating for yourself? Because the more that you embody her, the faster and the more the world will respond. What you give out, you get back. So if you're stuck in shame, people pleasing, and feeling like you're not enough, I need you to hear this. That's not the truth of who you are. That is a costume, a cage, a prison, a story that we can trash. Your queendom doesn't live in your past. It lives in your power, in your conscious awareness of who you're becoming. And if you don't like yourself, you can burn that version down with love. Don't hate her. Love her. She got you to where you're at. I feel like on my healing journey, something that I missed was feeling like I actually hated the old version of me. But I didn't. Like, I always loved myself to like an extent, but I don't know. Like, I don't want you to don't hate yourself. Love her. Because when you love her and you accept her, she'll let you move on. But if you're hating her, think about it in Moana, right? Where like she's like running from the black, that like big dark part of herself, and then all she does is turn around and touch her and all the black just melts. That's you. That's the old version of you. Don't hate her, love her. It's just time that we are moving into a higher version of ourselves, one that is in alignment with our soul, our divine feminine energy, and our self-worth. And also, if you guys have not yet gotten in on the Glow Code or the masterclass, you guys need to do that, because I've put my heart and soul into that so that you can glow from the inside out and change your life way quicker than I did it. You guys don't need to suffer like I did. I learned it all, and I give you all the knowledge that I have. So make sure you guys get that done. So this is the homework for today. You cannot create a new version of yourself with the same distorted mirror. So ask yourself, what story am I telling myself about who I am? Because that narrative is shaping your identity. So we're going to change that. Mirror work, positive self-talk, affirmations are going to be very important as you create the new identity. Speak life into yourself. I am powerful. I am meant to be here. I create my own reality with strength and confidence and power. I'm resilient. I'm strong. I'm capable. I got this. This is my life. And I'm meant to live it. When you speak and you start to affirm, you're integrating that. Okay? And then something that I was talking to my client today about was, I was like, you need to, I really feel like what you need to start doing is just step one, journal. Journaling is so powerful. Like I don't even know how many journals because I'm like a huge journaler, but you need to get this stuff out of you, and journaling is super powerful. And don't think about it too much. Just like literally just start writing as fast as you can, whatever's on your heart. It doesn't have to make sense. Just get it out. And if you need to cry, let it out. We don't need to stuff our emotions down and ignore them. We need to love them. Our emotions are just telling us where we need to heal. Your emotions are energy that needs to move out of your body. So cry, scream, somatic exercises. YouTube has so many videos on somatic exercises. Yoga, movement, going to the beach, sitting there, journaling, but like write about your life. Today was a day. I'm so thankful for the cup of coffee. Write your gratitude, but journal. Get it out. Don't let it stay in. And every morning, if you want to journal in the morning, I know some people like to have like a morning routine, right? Who am I becoming? How does she move today? Your brain doesn't know the difference between what you imagine and your memory, and that's the power. So as you journal, what version of me am I ready to release? has she taught me? What does freedom look like in my body? What's your energy? Who are you? Write these things. It's going to change your life. This is like step one to healing, is literally just opening yourself up to you. You don't need to hide yourself to you. You're safe to be open with yourself. I actually did this through mirror work, and I still do, but just sitting there and talking to myself. That's it for today. You don't have to hate the past version of you. Love her, accept her, and just let her know, like, thank you for getting me here. But now we're getting to the next level. Always think, what would the highest version of me do? And start to move in that direction every day. Get creative. Start a creative project. Start journaling. Start speaking life into yourself. Stop hating yourself. You're not a victim. You're victorious. Trash the past and crown the queen. And get yourself a crown, because why not? Take a bath in it. Like, treat yourself like a queen. Your life is going to change. How you treat yourself, the world will treat you. I love you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok, Whitney M Ward _. And share this video with someone. Let me know in the comments what your favorite part is, or what your healing looks like. Like, what is the thing that you do to create your new reality? I really want to hear from you. And I love you guys so much. Thank you. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, as always, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go.